Okay. Oh, eat it, mouth.
Hola a todos, bienvenidos al canal MQNS y ahora estamos viendo la Gamescom en el día número 3 y bueno, vamos a ver qué es lo que muestran acá. Ahora estamos viendo este juego que se llama Strooping, algo así. Es una cosa bastante asquerosa, como un experimento fallido. Una cabeza toda deforme, con unos brazos que parecen más que brazos, tripas, manos en las extremidades. Un juego bastante extraño, un juego indie, que tiene ese humor negro, digamos, bueno, bastante raro. Vamos a ver esto.
In case you haven't already seen the announcement, a big crossover is coming to Summoner's War Sky Arena. There's a little more.
En el día número 3. Oh, mira, Fighter. Wow. 31 de octubre.
Summoner's War.
Algo de Street Fighter en otro juego, crossover.
Everybody loves watching a speedrun of their favorite game, but what if you got the opportunity to peek into the minds of the developers while they watch their games getting completely wrecked? That's exactly what happens in every episode of Game Devs React to Speedruns.
You can do that. Oh my god!
We invite you to ride along with the developers as they react to, question, and enjoy some of the most skilled players exploiting and speeding through a game it took years of their life to create. Join us every Saturday for a new episode.
Not only is IGN the world's biggest media brand for games and entertainment, but we also have a team of some of the world's biggest fans of your favorite franchises. From breaking news and exclusives, never-before-seen looks at movies and games, to reviews, let's plays, and live streams, IGN brings you all the coverage you need, no matter where you are. Whether you're on IGN.com, the IGN app, YouTube, Facebook, or Snapchat, we've always got you covered. IGN, the number one source for all games and entertainment fans worldwide.
Still using those tiny phones and tablets to watch IGN? Give your eyeballs a rest because IGN has moved to your living room. Get first looks and in-depth reviews of the most talked about titles.
Thank you so much for chatting with me.
It's a pleasure to be here. And take a front row seat to the biggest events of the year. Tune in on your Samsung TV Plus, Pluto, and Flex, and take a load off. Tune in to IGN 1.
The next generation of video gaming is on the horizon, and IGN is here to bring you the latest PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X news and analysis in our new weekly show, Next Gen Console Watch 2020. We'll bring on the experts to discuss and analyze all the latest developments around these new consoles. From frame rates, services, features, peripherals, and even all the new tech jargon, Next Gen Console Watch 2020 will keep you up to speed on everything leading up to the next generation of gaming. Join us every Friday for a new episode.
Tercer día de la Gamescom. Solo en el canal MQNS, en vivo, para todos ustedes. Vamos a ver qué juegos nuevos salen.
Daily Show, no relation. It's time again for some quick house right here at 8 p.m. Central European Time, 11 a.m. Pacific. It's the convention's grand finale, where we'll reveal our cosplay winners, esports champions, and best of show games according to you, the Gamescom audience. To vote yourself on Best Streamer, Best of Show, and Gamescom's Most Wanted, head over to gamescom.global. Make sure you also check out Gamescom now at gamescom.global or gamescom.de for our German friends. That's a hub where you can keep up with all the latest Gamescom 2020 content and even design your own personalized schedule so you don't miss what matters most. Speaking of what matters most, Gamescom is also doing their part to reverse the deforestation of the globe with Gamescom Forest, a project aimed at reforesting 25,000 square meters of land, which is just so many square centimeters, you guys, and at least some number of parsecs. You can learn more about the program and give to the project by following the Gamescom Forest link in the video description. And you can check out all of the official Gamescom streams and videos on Twitch and YouTube and reach out through any of Gamescom's social media platforms, including twitch.tv/Gamescom, YouTube at MyGamescom, Twitter at Gamescom, TikTok at Gamescom.global, and on Instagram at Gamescom. All festival long, we'll be using the hashtags Gamescom 2020 and Heart of Gaming. So toss the tag on some posts. Let's have a conversation. Okay, that's it. House kept. Your sheets have been changed and the little soaps are replenished. I was explicitly told not to joke around too much during that segment, so to make up for it, here's a gif of a ferret playing with a bunch of balls and enjoying it more than you will ever enjoy anything in your entire life. Yeah, right? That feels nice. Live through the ferret. Okay, moving on. Esports. Electronic sports. I'll be honest, the electronic part I get. It's the sports part I get hung up on. When I was a kid, competitive gaming meant asking my little brother to go grab something from the kitchen so I could lock the bedroom door and hog one of our Sega Genesis controllers. That's right, I'm old! And yet they let me host. System's completely broken down. You love to see it. Another thing you love to see is someone who actually knows what they're talking about to fill us in on all of the biggest highlights and latest shakeups in Gamescom 2020's esports scene.
Desde el octavo piso se lo escuché estar en unos churros. Vamos todavía.
Now, let's chat a bit about CS Go. Gamescom is the host of ESL1 Cologne Online. And since I'm not a youngling that's hip to the latest tic-tacs, I asked IGN's resident esports expert and general CS guy to give me a hand. Please warmly welcome my nephew, Alan Wheeler. Alan, are we connected? Is this FaceTiming? Did I do it? What are esports, Alan?
It's been an insane week of action for ESL1. The strongest CSGO teams from each division have been going head-to-head to find out who the best team is, win a boatload of cash, and of course, get some juicy tournament circuit points. The Asian Division playoffs had Tyloo beating Vici Gaming 2-1 in the upper bracket. Check out this triple kill from Danking on Mirage. He drops in on A-site from Palace and gets an entry headshot through the smoke, and then catches another two on the rotation to B-site. It's plays like that got him the most kills in the series. In the lower bracket, Vici clawed their way back to the finals by defeating Invictus Gaming 2-1. They'll get one more shot at first place and revenge on Tyloo when the Asian finals start at 2:30 a.m. Pacific on August 30th. Over in Europe, Heroic beat Complexity in their quarterfinals matches with a 2-0 victory. Vitality dismantled Sprout on Vertigo and Mirage, and NIP put an end to Astralis' tournament win streak in a 2-0 blowout on Train and Inferno. The G2 versus OG series had everyone's heart racing. The teams traded wins in the first two maps of the series and took the deciding match on Dust 2 to overtime. It wouldn't be a G2 game without a few heart attacks, so they pulled off a last-second defuse at match point, and then Hunter clutched a 2-versus-1 defense to win the series. Hunter survived with 2 HP in the final fight. The European semifinals wrapped up just a few minutes ago, so you can catch all the highlights on ESL's YouTube and Twitch. You can also watch the European finals starting at 9:30 a.m. Pacific on August 30th. In Oceania, Renegades sent Order down to the lower bracket in a lights-out semifinal match. Renegades were so dominant that only a single player on Order had a positive KD by the end of the series. Order got a second chance to prove that they are finals worthy when they faced off against Avant Gaming in the lower bracket. The series was really close, and even went to overtime in the final map on Train, but Avant kept finding better picks and eliminated Order from the tournament. Renegades and Avant will face off in the Oceania Grand Finals starting tonight at 11 p.m. Pacific. Finally, in North America, the semifinal between Chaos and Liquid was pretty one-sided for TL. Twists played out of his mind and earned player of the series, but my favorite play came from Naf on Inferno, getting a triple kill in a 3v1 defense with some well-placed strafes. On the other side of the bracket, Evil Geniuses handled Furia with ease in their 2-0. The Geniuses coordination was on point this series. Check out this crossfire on Nuke that gets Tarek 3 kills defending against 4 members of Furia. The NA finals between Liquid and
Ever forgives me. And that is everything you need to know so far about ESL1 at Gamescom 2020, according to my precious nephew. Make sure to tune in to the rest of the playoff series on ESL's Twitch or YouTube to catch all the action. In other esports news, Ford is hosting the Fordzilla Cup, the first ever tournament from Team Fordzilla, where contestants compete for a chance to earn a pro esports contract with Ford. Let's check out how things are going in the Fordzilla Cup.
¿Qué es esto? El equipo Fordzilla. Fordzilla Cup.
And welcome back to the Team Fordzilla Cup. We've just rounded up our first night, or the first day, I'm sorry, of the semi-finals. Brendan, we're watching the highlights. Walk us through the action.
Thank you, Arcus. It was a phenomenal race, 35 laps, and these guys are the best over Europe. This kid, the 16-year-old from Ireland, he ran the clinic. I gave Gary Mitchell the doctor, but this kid was the doctor tonight because he ran the clinic. He jumped, he climbed, he battled all the way from 14th up into second position. What an amazing race for that kid. But yes, it was not just about, obviously, the kid from Ireland. There were some exceptional battles from other drivers around on the track as well. Spectre having a great time. The pits. What happened here? Look, we ended up with cars on top of each other, over each other, and that created drama. This man himself, Gary Mitchell, well, the man that we did just see, he had a fantastic race, but it all went wrong for him, unfortunately, and he had a crash. And that then led to this battle of third, the UK versus Ireland, tit for tat the whole time, but he just couldn't close the door on Supra. He was the gentleman racer of the night. What a professional.
Hola, Kevin, querido, bienvenido.
And then he said,
Bienvenido
look,
a la
I'm not
tarde.
going to win like that. He may have
Vamos
got
a
the
ver
penalty, he may
si
not
te
have,
sorprenden
but he
con algo
agrees,
ahora.
and that was a great way for Mitch to finish the race.
Welcome back to the Team Fordzilla Cup. We have just finished day 2 of our semi-finals, and race 2 took place in the
Mandamos un saludo a Fabián, que lo vea después a
20-kilometer ring.
Fabián
And
y
we saw
Turga
some
Sánchez.
epic action happening with some door-to-door
Es el
racing at
tercer
the
día,
beginning.
sí, es el
But
tercer
William
día,
Seven,
querido.
the dark horse coming away from yesterday's
Tercero y
disappointing
último
performance,
día.
took out the qualifying position and managed to lead the race all the way through. But that wasn't where the
Vamos a ver
action
si
stopped.
nos
We had
sorprenden
races
con
trying to
algo.
take over.
Estamos
This is the
pasando acá la
desperation. They wanted
competencia
to
de
absolutely send
Fordzilla
it, as
Cup.
this is the last chance that they could possibly have to make it into the finals. We did have some battling through with Romain, Emmanuel, Resborg, all battling for those to make sure they did not miss out on that bubble. But most of the action did happen at the top, watching THR, Mitch, and Supra, the two competitors from yesterday taking up the top spots. We saw it develop a little bit of a rivalry. The pit strategy happening with all of our main races, taking pits at the same time to maintain their car's position as this is a very, very long track. Unfortunately for Romain, they're trying to push it a little bit too hard, managed to do spin out, but overall it was a pretty clean race. We saw the youth, the angst of Supra coming through, trying to push Mitch for that second position, but the experience of the veteran.
Vamos a ver, qué sé yo, no sé, no creo.
I'm looking forward to seeing how it all turns out. Ooh, that one hurt. Conventions wouldn't be the same without cosplay. And while this year might be unconventional, rest assured there's still plenty of cosplay getting play at Gamescom 2020. So let's head to the Cosplay Convo Corner and check in with Miranda.
Cosplay. Combo Corner.
Each year, thousands of people from around the world reinvent themselves as their favorite characters so that they can compete in Gamescom's cosplay competition. By the way, a word to the wise, cos stands for costume, not chief of surgery. Learn that one the hard way. On Sunday, the last day of Gamescom, we'll be taking a look at the finalists and announcing winners right here. But before that happens, we figured we'd check in with some of our own favorite costumes of the year. Joining me now in the Cosplay Convo Corner is IGN's own Miranda Sanchez, host of Gamescom's cosplay competition. Thank you for being here, Miranda. Welcome back.
Hey, Michael, and thanks for having me. So today I brought with me 2 cosplayers. Our first cosplayer is Sabrina Phillip of Dancing Fox Cosplay. Cosplaying as Ysera from World of Warcraft. And it's a mighty fine, impressive cosplay. This is a character who is a dragon, was once known as the Dreamer, and now has been awakened. And so I really love the shots
cosplay
here
para el amigo Kevin.
There's so much detail in this. Every World of Warcraft character
Sabrina
cosplay I've seen so far has just been awesome. We really love that we get to see these great photos of them in actual sets with professional photographers. It really makes these cosplay come alive, even though, of course, they are already immaculate on their own.
Yeah, and of course, realism is an obvious direction to like aim for, but I do like how, I mean, she's really taken the Blizzard art style, like from the box art, and sort of hearkened to that with the little touches, like the little curly cues on the gauntlets. That is so World of Warcraft. I love that. Very cool.
Yeah, and it's we were discussing too, like World of Warcraft just has such a defined style, and all the Blizzard games really, and they, especially with World of Warcraft, they're a little bit more chunky, and I really appreciate how these artists have kind of come and looked at a style and really developed it for, I guess, like the real world in a way. Like you don't have that block in these cosplay. They just look so natural and just downright wonderful.
All right, so who do we got to compete against our World of Warcraft Ysera?
All right, our second and final cosplay of the day is Elaine Kunik of Leshy Cosplay, showing off her Monster Hunter World Shrieking Legiana. And oh my goodness, these wings. I know how hard it is to take down Legiana in Monster Hunter, and I cannot imagine how actually difficult it would have been to make this armor in real life. This just looks fantastic.
Yeah, the sharp wings are just amazing. I'm immediately imagining Monster Hunter World of Warcraft, some sort of crossover. I want to see all the cosplayers fight each other in a big field, Miranda. That's what I'm getting at.
No te escuché lo que dijiste.
Take some like cool swordplay lessons.
¿Cuál de todas las cosas que habré dicho?
I imagine if we were in Gamescom.
No, digo que yo decía que es más linda la presentadora que las participantes.
There'll be some foam jousting and some foam sword fights, absolutely. My understanding is we also have a picture of the monster in the game you actually get this armor from, so let's check that out. Ooh! So that's a challenge to Miss Cooney. Come back next year as that monster. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, I hope next year too we see some calicos involved, because those are probably my favorite part of Monster Hunter. But the armor itself, so
absolutely. More awesome costumes, more cosplay competition hopefuls. That is all the time we have today for our quick Cosplay Convo Corner check-in. But Miranda, thank you for coming back. Thanks for being our guide to the world of cosplay. And remember, for more cosplay, you won't want to miss the Gamescom cosplay competition. That's what it's all about. And it is happening this Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific. Thousands have entered, but only 30 will be chosen as finalists. So you can expect some killer looks. And now it's time to check out a trailer for Season 3 of The Cycle.
I ain't trying to break you down, but for real, you might as well give up now. Think you got a chance, but I don't see how. Got a real time, hold that crown. Everybody wanna be like us, we don't stop, cause the top just ain't.
Oh my god.
Enough, huh?
Bueno, se cae la conexión de Mismo.
I came here ready to fight on this night. You better just run for your life.
Se cae todo. El juego que es creado por Epic Game.
Gamescom 2020 is the heart of gaming, and you can keep to the beat right here on IGN. We've turned the single biggest show in gaming into 5. Gamescom Now is your virtual show floor with up-to-the-second live coverage. Gamescom Daily Show, Gamescom's first ever late-night talk show. Our Gamescom Awesome Indie Show, that's an Indie Gamescom Best of Show, including the Gamescom Award. Gamescom 2020 is available on IGN and wherever you stream Gamescom.
Ahora empezaba yo. Se olvidaba Kevin y empezaba yo.
Now.
Vamos.
Not only is IGN the world's biggest media brand for games and entertainment, but we also have a team of some of the world's biggest fans of your favorite franchises. From breaking news and exclusives, never-before-seen looks at movies and games, to reviews, let's plays, and live streams, IGN brings you all the coverage you need, no matter where you are. IGN, the #1 source for all games and entertainment fans worldwide. The next generation of video gaming is on the horizon, and IGN is here to bring you the latest PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X news and analysis in our new weekly show, Next Gen Console Watch 2020. We'll bring on the experts to discuss and analyze all the latest developments around these new consoles. From frame rates, services, features, peripherals, and even all the new tech jargon, Next Gen Console Watch 2020 will keep you up to speed on everything leading up to the next generation of gaming. Join us every Friday for a new episode. This year, Gamescom is streaming to you on IGN, and now you can watch it unfold on TikTok. World premieres, exclusive gameplay, cosplay, interviews, and unforgettable moments from the biggest show in gaming can now be crammed right into the palm of your hand. Check out IGN and Gamescom's TikTok accounts and use the hashtags Heart of Gaming and Gamescom 2020 to get in the action.
Seguimos.
Welcome back. I am neither Brian Altano nor Max Scoville, and if you're just joining us, this is the Gamescom Daily Show, which they let me host for some reason after I wandered in from the street. Honestly, I think they're just keeping me confined because I don't have a mask on. So, hey, let's do a show, why not? And what would a show be without commercial breaks? Just had one? Yes, we didn't. So set your mind dial to 90s and break out the sugary cereal, because it's time for a toy revolution.
Revolución de los juguetes. Está buena, esto me
Put down those toys and turn off those cartoons because Hypercharged is here. Take the battle home with full-size FPS action on a micro scale. Swap interchangeable parts for limitless combinations of custom troops.
Wow, tactical! There's infinity options!
Hypercharge your base's defenses and deploy deadly traps as you fend off wave after wave of enemies. Does your squad have what it takes to hold down the fort?
There's too many, I can't hold them off! Death is upon me!
Team up with 3 friends and defend your hypercore from the forces of evil in online or split-screen co-op across 10 unique, sprawling levels. From bedroom to arcade to garage to backyard to attic to the all-new deluxe playground playset, the action really doesn't stop until your stepdad says so.
Gary, can we play one more game?
Yeah, I gotta ask your mom. Create fierce rivalries and put your friendships to the test in competitive multiplayer in both local, split screen, and online over the internet.
You're now my sworn enemy, Kevin. Stop shooting me!
Think outside the box and join the fight today. Hypercharge Unboxed. Anything else, and you're just playing around. Hypercharge Unboxed is available on Windows, Macintosh, and Linux personal computer. Microsoft Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, Entertainment System, rated TV, sold separately. Some assembly required. Your parents help you set it up only from digital cyber
Hey everyone, welcome back to Gamescom Daily Show. I have fast-traveled us directly to the Let's Play area, so let's play some Hypercharge.
Hola Agustina, hola querida, estamos en vivo acá, mira. Mira lo que es este juego para Switch.
Hey guys.
Es como un Toy Story mezcla con Fortnite.
As soon as we knew we were going to do this, we added you in because you're our resident toy geek.
Hypercharger Unboxed se llama.
So that's kind of self-explanatory. I'm really excited to
Saludo ahí para Pablito.
We only have so much time, so let's dive in. All right, so we're dropped right in the game on deck. Can you tell me what I'm looking at here? Because I know this is early access.
Guys, no.
Similar to the other modes in your toy box. For now, we're basically thrown instantly into the action in this mode, so it's much less complicated than the base game. It's just survival. So if we come to the middle of the area, you can see the marker.
Es como un Fortnite, pero de Toy
There's a generator
Story.
here that we all have to defend. The defense of this generator is kind of optional. If we lose it, we lose our ability for our shields to recharge. But it's not game over.
Si sale para Switch lo compro para probar. Sí, sale para, es para Switch.
That try and attack our generator.
Es para Nintendo Switch.
To kill us. And that's
el programa está bajo
basic primary game, but It's still got some enjoyable examples from what we offer.
And this map is brand new as well.
Pero sí es para Nintendo Switch.
Yes, this is the playground map, which is just our new kind of.
Bueno, mira los
People really respond
soldaditos,
well
todo.
to the larger open maps, like our garden level, the bright environments, and the just a lot of empty space to run around and make your
Para
own way.
jugar multiplayer.
So yeah, this is the new playground map, which is built specifically for that. And
Yo que sepa, aún no sale para Switch. No, es que solo está para PlayStation. Dice, no, estoy hablando del juego que están mostrando ahora. El Hypercharger Unbox.
Yeah, that's something I
Este que
immediately
están
noticed.
mostrando
The
ahora.
levels have a tremendous amount of stuff in
Es
the
un juego
way.
para Switch.
And in like the co-op waves sort of defense mode or the
No,
single player
otro que
mode,
nombraste, no,
there's a whole
Fall
build
Guys,
phase
ese
that's a
no,
lot of
no
fun
sé.
where you end up exploring
Estoy
the
hablando
level
del
very
juego de
thoroughly
ahora.
in order to build stuff. I gotta say, I think
No,
the
yo
game
hablo de
really
ese juego.
succeeds
Dice, no,
in
estoy
what it
hablando de
set
lo
out
que
to do,
están
because it
mostrando
feels
ahora.
like
No, si no
playing
sé
with
cuál es el
toys.
Fall Guys. No
There's
tengo
definitely
ni
things.
idea.
Attention to detail in this is phenomenal. I just love like I love the
Este
sort of
juego
wacky
están mostrando ahora es
packages,
para
sort of I
Switch.
Spy element to it. Like there's so many little just wonderfully, well realized kind of parodies of real life things that you see,
Toy Story
from an action figures
sí.
perspective.
Yeah, it's like Toy
O un
Story.
Fortnite de Toy Story puede ser.
It's like Toy Story if they didn't get along at all.
It's just small soldiers.
That's it.
Los desarmados,
Yeah,
soldaditos.
more small soldiers than.
I'm backing you up,
Toy
Sir
Story.
Mighty Lady.
After we complete that wave, it immediately gives us about 5 seconds.
Está bueno
break
porque
and
en
then
los
jumps straight
juguetes
to the
tenés
next wave.
mucha
We got our generator
variedad.
back, and then the next wave just continues, and it's just basically just an onslaught of
juguetes
enemies.
de
It
todo
is the standard
tipo.
survival mode that everyone's used to, but
Yeah.
it's been heavily
Entonces
requested
podrás encontrar muchas
by our community and
variedades.
stuff, and we just had to do it. It's just another way to play the game and mess around with the toys, and we have so much content and enemies and levels. We just wanted to add more.
It is.
Took
It
so many
really is a
more
game of
ideas.
more is more. You don't seem to shy away from adding new modes and new things.
Sí, amigo, una arma ahí.
So much to do with toys. We're also not limited by ideas as well. If we want a new particular kind of enemy, there's probably a toy that moves that way or feels that way. So pretty.
Yeah, I was just
Toy Fortnite.
I was thinking about
Story de
how, we're all old and we grew up with like actual physical action figures, but it seems to me that, in-game cosmetics have kind of become the new, collect them all, figural type
Mira,
of thing.
con
Like you get a skin
helicóptero
for
y
your
todo.
dude in a video game and it's sort of, kind of has that same feel of like unpacking something.
Yeah, and you want to show it off as well, to the players. Look what I achieved or bought.
Or bot. Either way works.
Está bueno, ¿eh?
Yeah. We're trying to stay away from that kind of essence in our games. We're not big on the whole microtransaction paying for skins thing. We're trying to keep all of ours
Podemos
basically
subir por ahí.
obtainable by gameplay, basically. No,
No,
you gotta finish the wave.
Pues te lo
Oh
cortan.
god, I don't know if I can do this.
Oh my God! It's almost more fun just being the camera and like, yeah, I'm 1917ing you guys right now.
I do like this. This is definitely kind of that sort of Andy's bedroom kind of vibe.
Yeah, I'm a big
I
fan
love
of the
the
bedroom.
model kits.
Un dormitorio.
There's a little joke as well on this
Un
one.
dormitorio de Andy.
When Max, our narrator, kind of like introduces this level, one of his lines is something like, "We have to clear out the enemies before Andy gets home." Obviously, a little Toy Story joke there. Right.
So this is
Justo
sort of
dicen ella
the,
también, hacen la comparación con Toy Story.
that's right, the defensive build mode that I mentioned
Andy, pero es
before.
más.
where
Yeah,
you
this is the kind of crux of the game, the base mode that we promote most.
kit out your area before the baddies come. Well,
The game will give
Sounds
us a bit of
good.
time to explore and platform, and then collect a bunch of credits, and then we've just got to build and try and defend.
so Deck,
You
what's the
film
deal
and
with
go and ask for a beer.
what's the deal with hurling the batteries? I noticed you can, but I couldn't figure out what you get out of that.
So it's just kind of a thing that happened accidentally
Con las
during
pilas mejora
development.
las armas,
We
todo.
added
Qué
this
bueno.
feature as a
Está
way
bueno
to
eso.
throw the battery to teammates so you could quickly get it across the battlefield.
Oh, okay.
And then
batería,
players,
con eso.
people kept asking us like, can we do anything more with it? And it was quite a fun feature, to have your friend catch a throw from on top of the roof. And then we realized like, well, what if we can throw
Este con
them into the
juguetes
power nodes?
zombies.
And then it's just a whole kind of mini game mode kind of formed straight from that, basically.
Oh, so you can
Players,
just
spiral arm the batteries directly into the power nodes. Okay, great.
There's a couple of videos going around YouTube that are really amusing. Guys trying to beat each other's record and find the ultimate place to throw the
This guy's great.
Max Ammo, it's nothing short of incredible. We found the guy on the internet, and he's actually been in some decent films. He's a I mean, I caught him in one or two roles. I think he was in one of the Coen Brothers film. I mean, he had a great role. Just a random email we sent, and he turned out to be just a lovely, down-to-earth guy. Like we told him about us. Video game. We told him a bit about the game, and yeah, he worked with us. He was really kind and helpful. And we're so we looked out big time.
I would not be surprised if you had told me he had been several action figures, because he really has the voice.
This is actually a huge part of the game. Yeah. It is a nice feature. I mean, you'll notice every single bullet that you fired does the same thing.
Right. The bullets all persist. Yeah.
Yep, stays there forever. It's all about that. Again, that's the kid feeling, isn't it? Making a giant mess. Looking back and going, oh my God. Parents come home and
the game really ends when your parent comes into the room and steps on a Lego brick and it's like, get all this crap out of here. I want to thank Max and Deck so much. Deck especially, thanks for taking us through Hypercharge Unbox.
No problem.
Hypercharge Unboxer, así se llama el juego.
Man, stay safe.
Always happy to play with toys.
Sigue la frase, ¿no?
Thanks, guys, and make sure you check out Hypercharge Unbox.
Me van a censurar. ¿Y esto?
And now it's time to check out the new trailer for Observer, System Redux.
The year is 2084. I am what they fear, a corporate
Observer
of oppression. If you don't remember, that's when they call me. To access you.
Observer se llama esto.
To gather evidence.
HDR,
to dredge up whatever's hiding in the darkest corners of your mind.
Careful what you say. This is a monitor channel.
Adam, you're still there? Adam.
Yes. Well, what's left of me? Dad. I really thought I could pull it off. You know? I was so close to making a difference. Setting us all free. And now it can't be for nothing. Once in your life, just listen to me. Whatever happens, I need you to remember, you're not in control.
Observer. Free demo de eso. Para PC, supongo que será. Bueno, ahora nos van a vender ropa. No sé quién irá a comprar ropa a ellos.
The next generation of video gaming is on the horizon, and IGN is here to bring you the latest PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X news and analysis in our new weekly show, Next Gen Console Watch 2020. We'll bring on the experts to discuss and analyze all the latest developments around these new consoles, from frame rates, services, features, peripherals, and even all the new tech jargon. Next Gen Console Watch 2020 will keep you up to speed on everything leading up to the next generation of gaming. Join us every Friday for a new episode. Not only is IGN the world's biggest media brand for games and entertainment, but we also have a team of some of the world's biggest fans of your favorite franchises. From breaking news and exclusives, never-before-seen looks at movies and games, to reviews, let's plays, and live streams, IGN brings you all the coverage you need, no matter where you are. IGN, the #1 source for all games and entertainment fans worldwide.
Sí,
Estoy por acá,
Gamescom 2020
solo,
is the
dice, no,
heart
no
of gaming,
estoy
and you can
solo,
keep to the beat
estoy
right
acá.
here on IGN.
Dame que
We
apague la
turned the
cámara un
single
ratito.
biggest show in gaming into 5. Gamescom Now
Apague
is your
la
virtual
cámara,
show
nada
floor
más.
with up to the second live coverage. Gamescom Daily Show, Gamescom's first ever late night talk show, our Gamescom Awesome Indie Show, the freshest deep cuts in indie gaming, and finally the Gamescom Best of Show, including the Gamescom Award. Gamescom 2020 is available on IGN and wherever you stream Gamescom Now.
Hey there! Do you have opinions on games, movies, TV, or other weird stuff on the internet? You can take part in our new show, Power Ranking, where you can vote on all your favorite things on the internet.
Oh, mira, Simpson para
Do it!
Smash.
Go! Vote! Go vote!
Hola a todos, bienvenido al canal de... el canal Luminary Kevin en Chile. Perdió Colo-Colo, no se ve que veo partidos.
It is my pleasure to sit down with Luigi Antonio, director of 12 Minutes, an upcoming game all about time and the consequences of actions and inactions. Dial him in, boys!
Homero no llega al Smash. Yo digo Homero de los Adams. No, mentira.
And now, please join me in welcoming the director of the upcoming game 12 Minutes, Luigi Antonio. Thank you so much for being here, sir. Welcome.
Hey, Michael. Nice to have you.
Hay lugares donde dicen, o
You're
sea, en
huge,
realidad se
sir.
llama
How does it
Gómez.
feel to take up 9/10 of a massive studio, right? It's nice.
It's pretty weird. It's great, yeah.
Well, speaking of weird but great, you've got 12 Minutes coming out. Did you see that masterful segue? And first things first, I've got to ask, why a time loop game? And what is it about the game that sort of was so interesting to you that, you know, it kept you going through the whole process? Because you've been working on this game for quite some time, right?
Yeah. For a very long time, 6 or 7 years. The first years were solo, just trying to kind of play with the concept. And that was about it. Like this concept of repeating the day over and over and accumulated knowledge is just fascinating. And the more I worked on it, the more I could see that there's more to it. And like early on, it was all about this puzzle design and doing interesting things. But then I realized there's all this, right? If you, the player, have this knowledge of the situation and you interpret it in your own way, it becomes a very interesting interpretation of what's happening. And I just kept reading through it.
Did you find it limiting at all when you were developing something that had to be constrained within? Like, wasn't there a period where you considered making the game over a longer period of time, things like that? Tell us about that process.
Oh, yeah.
¿Cómo están los dos? Bien, de 10.
Oh, so the process. So when I started, I was planning a full city, 24 hours. But what I realized is cause and effect in such a huge amount of time. It's very hard for the player to understand the result of their actions. So I kept compressing it more and more and then actually limiting to an apartment made it much easier to go pretty deep into the interactions you could have with the players. And feel that, right, you do something and the outcome is immediate. And if you do something that you don't want to happen or you want to change it slightly, you can just immediately loop back. So the more I constrained it, the richer it became, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. One of the biggest things, I think, biggest pieces of information you dropped with the opening night live trailer that we saw yesterday was the cast, this incredible cast you managed to attach. So I got to ask, what was it like working with Willem Dafoe, James McAvoy, Daisy Ridley? How did that come about? And how important is it that you get a stellar voice cast for
Kevin, ya para con eso.
It was the whole process.
No vas a decir nada del Smash.
So the game for a long time I was planning it to be an interactive thriller where you just have subtitles. But as it kept growing and shrinking in the apartment and becoming this intimate experience, and as you've seen, it's top down, so you never see their faces. So the voices, we realized, bring an extra layer of intimacy into the process. So once we realized that having voice acting would really take this to the next level, it was a matter of finding who could bring voice to these characters. And then it's like a theater play. It's one room the whole time. It's very intimate. So we needed people that were able to
Ese juego es como una
really
novela,
bring
parece
life to
que están mostrando ahora.
No, so I got to ask, had you seen Lighthouse before or after Willem was attached to this? Because that's such an
I haven't
intimate,
watched The
powerful.
Lighthouse yet.
You still haven't? Oh,
I
highly
have.
recommend it.
Look, I've been so busy. I know. Yeah,
For sure.
there's some like beautiful monologues there that I'll eventually check out. Yeah.
That's all I was thinking was it's another constrained space, so intimate, and his monologues are tour de force, so I can't wait to experience that in an interactive way. So I researched your game on Wikipedia, which is as far as I'm willing to go. And I wanted to find out if this is true or apocryphal, but they cited influences like some really killer influences, Memento, Rear Window, and Stanley Kubrick. Now, is that someone messing with your Wikipedia page, or is that something you said?
It was something I said. So early on, when I started deciding what directions to take in terms of design and the philosophy of how to build a project, I looked a lot into movies. And those projects, and Memento is a good example where, right, you have a character with a fragmented memory, and the director decided to change the order of the footage in order to make you go through the experience of the character. So trying to look how these directors do these things, like Rear Window, for example, where you spend the whole movie on the balcony with the character seeing what's happening without ever, like, you start to project what you think might be happening there. So understanding how they use their medium and their tools and hopefully bringing that into this project. And that's what helped, like the top down. There's no, the game has no objectives, it doesn't tell you where to go, there's no score, it's really, I really try to use all the tools we have available in order to make you experience this in a very personal way and feel that it's your own experience.
I've got to ask, just because I'm imagining playing this, it's almost a game with infinite endings or meanderings, but is there a good ending? Is there a perfect ending that I'm striving to achieve? Or is it up to me what happiness is, so to speak?
So I would say that you will reach a conclusion that will feel satisfactory. But like one of the things was like, if it's a time loop, how does it end, right? So that was something I hope that what we have in this experience will be satisfactory. I would say that the ending is not like a movie where you get credits and it ends because it's a time loop, but there will be some conclusions to what your character is going through.
Now, I wanted to talk a little about Annapurna Interactive. Who I know, well, I mean, you should really tell me so I don't get it wrong. They're distributing the game, but I'm wondering because they have such an interesting track record for artistically challenging games, like What Remains of Edith Finch, Kentucky Route Zero. What has it been like to work with them? How did that come about? And are they involved in the development, or are they more of a like support system and they're hands off? How's that been?
Oh, it's like a family, honestly. So for a while I was doing this project, and then it got to this point where it could grow into something much bigger, and that's where our conversation started. And then Annapurna, right, it has all this background from movies. And so it just became kind of, we both wanted to take this in the direction. So they not only do the publisher side, but everything else, right? They make sure that there's no barriers in achieving all the creative requirements for the project. And they help with everything. It's pretty cool, it's not what I expected publishers.
Yeah, well, speaking of teams, you've worked for Ubisoft and then Rockstar as well, correct?
Yeah.
So what was it like sort of going from these massive teams where you have tremendous support, but I imagine you're sort of just focused on your department or your little facet of the game to breaking off into the wilds and directing a whole game? Were there, like, how did those experiences prepare you, and was there anything that you had to learn, fresh skill sets?
Oh yeah, so I had to learn how to program. So I was an artist. Using Max, ZBrush, doing like 3D stuff, and to design, I realized I had to learn how to program. So that was like a year, 1-2 years of painfully learning something I had no idea how to do. After Ubisoft, I was working on The Witness with Jonathan Blow, and the team had a lot of really good programmers, so they helped me kind of understand what it is to program and how to get there slowly. But that was by far the biggest challenge. And also I was alone early on, and I early on parted with Microsoft, and then we got Annapurna to join and become this team, and that was a huge load off my shoulders.
Porque a lo mejor Sakurai sí quería, gracias a Activision se negó
and all the spreadsheets
a
and
prestarlo.
managing
Primero
side of the
averiguar,
project,
después
they
atacar.
were taking a lot of time as an indie that I had no idea. Yeah.
Well, but now that it looks like 12 minutes is definitely coming to fruition. You've got all these new skills under your belt. I got to ask, I'm not prying for details, but do you have any plans for your next project?
Cuadradito del Tetris.
Yes, I have a couple of ideas, but one thing at a time. Like I really want to be
como la letra L.
So I want to wrap up this project. There's a lot of, and we're at that final stage where everything is there, but needs this.
Es verdad que están hablando, no entiendo nada de eso. Yo tampoco entiendo.
But I have a couple of ideas that I would like to play with, but let's see.
Cool. Well, we're just about out of time, but I did have one more question, or just sort of is there any special state of mind or anything you'd like players to be thinking about when they experience this? What is the game about to you, beyond a time loop, if we can move beyond that?
I would say the game is about trust. It's really about how you deal with the knowledge you have of things that might happen, and how you decide to deal with this information, and how you hope that knowledge and this information might change how you see other people.
La Rosa de Guadalupe,
in a way, project your own life into this experience. Yeah, I hope people, like, we worked very hard.
Es un anuncio de un juego, una entrevista de política, y parece que es una entrevista de política.
So I hope people just let it go.
La Rosa de Guadalupe para Smash.
Let themselves go into this and see where it takes them.
Wonderful, yeah. It looks like a very unique game. It's right up my alley. I love games that are simple, but very mature, let's say, with challenging themes, so I can't wait to play it. We are out of time. That's our 12 minutes. I wish I could loop it infinitely, but we have to move on. Thank you again, Luigi. Wonderful having you. Thanks for chatting 12 minutes with me. Well, 12 minutes looks absolutely awesome, and I, for one, cannot wait to give it a shot.
A ver esto.
For anyone that missed it the first time around, we're going to take another quick look at the teaser for a special crossover in Summoner's War Sky Arena.
Un crossover, dijo, A ver qué es. Ahí está. Muestren esto, muestren. Quiero ver este Street Fighter Chibi.
Summoner's War.
Summoner's War. Street Fighter. Quiero ver esto.
Gamescom 2020 is the heart of gaming, and you can keep to the beat right here on IGN. We've turned the single biggest show in gaming into 5. Gamescom Now is your virtual show floor with up-to-the-second live coverage. Gamescom Daily Show, Gamescom's first ever late-night talk show. Our Gamescom Awesome Indies Show, the freshest deep cuts in indie gaming. And finally, the Gamescom Best of Show, including the Gamescom Award. Gamescom 2020 is available on IGN and wherever you stream Gamescom Now. Not only is IGN the world's biggest media brand for games and entertainment, but we also have a team of some of the world's biggest fans of your favorite franchises. From breaking news and exclusives, never-before-seen looks at movies and games, to reviews, let's plays, and live streams, IGN brings you all the coverage you need, no matter where you are. IGN, the #1 source for all games and entertainment fans worldwide. The next generation of video gaming is on the horizon, and IGN is here to bring you the latest PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X news and analysis in our new weekly show, Next Gen Console Watch 2020. We'll bring on the experts to discuss and analyze all the latest developments around these new consoles, from frame rates, services, features, peripherals, and even all the new tech jargon. Next Gen Console Watch 2020 will keep you up to speed on everything leading up to the next generation of gaming. Join us every Friday for a new episode.
Pondría más a Jacob. Más publicidades. Me están llamando mucho.
This year, Gamescom is streaming to you on IGN, and now you can watch it unfold on TikTok.
Bueno, vamos a hacer una cosa, le voy a agradecer a ustedes, está medio...
interviews, and unforgettable moments from the biggest show in gaming can now be crammed right into the palm of your hand. Check out IGN and Gamescom's TikTok accounts, and use the
si muestran algo importante se los muestro, si no, no, porque nos mostraron ahí un juego de Switch que está bueno, que es este, que es Toy Story. No es Toy Story. Es como Toy Story, Fortnite, de guerra, qué sé yo, o sea, esta mezcla.
Much like the undead themselves, zombie stories seem to have a staying power that mystifies me. Every time I think I'm finally bored of rotting flesh shambling towards me, a Train to Busan or Last of Us 2 comes along and shuts my full mouth, usually by chewing it off. Whether they're bite-fighting zombies, piled-high zombies, zombie fungus, walk among us, fast and ragey, slow but cagey,
bueno, lo que vamos a hacer, vamos a hacer así.
rising,
Vamos a cortar ahora el directo un rato.
Will Smith stopping,
Y si
island
muestran
hopping,
algo que
mutated
valga la
liquors,
pena,
neighbor
voy a volver y
evictors,
se los voy a
used as
mostrar.
pets,
Así de una.
considered for sex,
Así de
raised by
una
a
porque
book,
están
losing their
como
looks,
muy dando vuelta
battling
en que
greenery,
hablemos y
or
hablemos y hablemos y
spoiling
no
the
pasa nada.
scenery.
Así que bueno,
Zombies are here to
gracias a
stay.
todos.
Yeah,
Cyberworld,
right.
así era.
Weird. Now, just in time to
Cyberworld, así
refresh
era.
the genre, here
Vale,
comes Dust
bueno,
Off Z
nos
with
vemos
chopper
creo que en un rato.
zombie combat.
Dale, chau, chau, chau,
Zombat.
nos vemos.
Ooh,
Chau.
zombie bat. Have they done that yet? All swooping in, digging into your eye socket to get at your